There's a way to beat Killer in Purple 2 without killing. But I'm not just going to beat the game, I will 100% it. I will get all animatronics, all items, all 5 stars without taking a single life.
Would you like to save this personality, Mr. Afton?
Yes! A beautiful day to start this final plan and kill more kids.
It sounds like our friend forgot to read the title. I am now in my very own pizzeria with $5,000 to my name. Pressing Q brings up the shop menu. Here we can buy all sorts of things like tables, chairs, posters, health hazards, this thing, and most importantly, animatronics. Remember that. I started by purchasing one of the most crucial items in this challenge. The ball pit. We will come back to that. I entered build mode and expanded my establishment with a bunch of standard rooms. Standard rooms are somehow 4 times cheaper than the ball pit. I then built a kitchen because you can't have a restaurant without a kitchen. Now, in order to make money, we need to buy a pizza machine because machines are superior. I can now sell pizza. The only problem is I had only $50 left. In order to actually get customers, we need tables and chairs. A table costs $50 and a chair costs $40. I'm too broke to buy them, meaning I can't get customers. Is this it? I've been playing for 3 minutes and I already failed? Is what you think. Remember the ball pit? It's 2025, so probably not. The ball pit has a secret minigame. This minigame is a ripoff of FNAF 6. The only difference is the developer's self-input. We're gonna call the developer GFC. I know they rebranded to Goldie Entertainment so that people forget about their crimes of not making Killer in Purple free. The point of the game is we need to land in the ball pit for a fabulous cash prize. I said we need to land into the pit. And there it is. $200. Unfortunately, we can only play the ball pit once a day. Another one of many crimes GFC committed. I used the rest of my money to buy a table and 5 chairs. It's not much, but it's fine for now. If it isn't my first customer. For the sake of this challenge, we're gonna pretend like kids don't exist. I grabbed my pizzas and wait. Are they stuck? I gave them a gentle push, the type that would get me arrested in real life. I then served them pizza and obtained my first paycheck of $20. Yeah, another customer showed up. I now had $40, which I used to buy my 6th chair. Everything is now right in the universe. But then tragedy struck. I accidentally pressed E. The E key makes me pull out a knife, and in mere seconds, police showed up. Because pulling out a knife in this game is like dropping a pan in Planet Fitness. The cops were surrounding me fast. I had to think fast. You will never take me alive! I'm now in jail. So I bribed the officer for $1 to let me out. I will never recover from this. I am now outside. I probably should have mentioned that there is a whole world map besides the pizzeria. In order to beat the game, we must first gain access to the city. However, after making a golden Scott coffin statue, the government ran out of money, so they printed more, causing inflation. This is the reason why everything is so expensive. They also locked the city behind a massive paywall of $7,500. This was done to keep the homeless people out. I went back to the pizzeria. Getting arrested soured my reputation, leaving me with a half-star rating. Not as bad as losing that $1. I think it's time to finally explain all the ways to get money. There are 3 ways to do so. Option 1. Murder. Here we must lure a child into the back room, kill them, stuff them into the dumpster, then take them to the burning dumpster in the scrapyard, where we then sacrifice them to Dark Lord Satan for a major profit. However, kids don't exist, so I can't do that. Option 2. The normal way. Here we spend an entire day serving pizza and gaining money the honest and boring way. This is what we will need to do for most of the time. Option 3. Minigames. Besides the ball pit, we can buy arcade machines, which upon completing the level, award me money. I achieved max customer satisfaction. I can now buy a security office. This will be very important. It's now 8 PM and the pizzeria is closed, and I have $469. Maybe getting arrested wasn't so bad. I used that money to buy an arcade machine, and apparently I already played it. Huh. That's odd. I then bought another table. I was poor once again. But not for long, because it's midnight, meaning I can play the ball pit minigame. again. I lost 2 rounds. Not because I'm bad. I'm so good I have to hold back. Otherwise the challenge would be too easy. Oh god, he's here. Shut the door. There's now an animatronic trying to kill me, and I must survive till 6 AM. Luckily I have enough power to keep the door closed for the entire night. You're probably wondering why I chose to stay and put my life at risk. Well, I haven't been entirely honest with you. You see, there's actually a 4th way to make money. Surviving the night. If you choose to stay overnight, you enter a bet with the animatronics. If they win, I lose my dignity, my honor, my status, and my will to live. If I win, they have to give me money, and the more animatronics I have, the more money I make, making it the most broken way of getting rich. This is why animatronics are important. It's day 2, and I bought my first stage, but without animatronics. We have to buy them separately, like iPhone chargers. I knew if I wanted to buy an animatronic with a decent payout, I would have to sell a lot more pizzas. So I played BB's Air Adventure, and after completing it, a little bird told me that I can pass through a very specific wall in the game. This allows me to enter, not the back rooms, but a secret level with an RGB balloon. If you know the lore of FNAF 3, you know exactly what this means. If you think FNAF 3 is cool, subscribe. I then bought more arcade machines. But I guess I'm the only one interested. Man. If only kids were real. Alas, it's nighttime once more. In the catalog we can see how much money the animatronic bets to catch me. Freddy has abysmally low payout, the lowest in fact. Star of the show my ass. Bunny's was alright. Foxy had the best payout, but he's too expensive. I'm not sure why. I thought he was out of order, but what do I know about animatronics? Wait, I settled for Chica with a payout of $500 a night. The place is now known as Chica's Party World. This was a real location in the FNAF universe. I will call it that until I buy Freddy. I then played more arcades. The first one being Mangle's Quest, where I had to rebuild Mangle while avoiding a child who would do unspeakable things if I got too close. Hold on. I thought kids didn't exist. I then found another false wall and descended into the abyss once more. There I found a giant crying puppet, but that's not important. What is important are these balloons. If I didn't get to that RGB balloon, this would not have been here. I then platformed up to these balloons to obtain a very large cake. This is necessary for this challenge, but what isn't necessary is this arcade game called Take Cake to the Children. Here we have to take cake to the children before they explode with rage. I thought kids didn't. If that happens, the child will call the puppet, the same one I previously ignored, to consume my soul. Oh wait, it just ends the game. And I got money. Sweet. I then tried beating the Fredbear minigame, but I was too slow. The midnight has arrived. 3rd time's the charm, baby! This is entirely the game's fault. Oh shit! That was a calm night. Day 3. Back to gaming! I returned to BB's minigame, and this time, when I dropped into the abyss, there were balloons waiting for me. So I platformed across to find a ghost child? Okay, I have a confession. This whole time, kids were actually real. The reason why I pretended kids weren't real is not because of this challenge, but because of what happened in the past. William may or may not have been involved in the 5 missing children incident. Racked with guilt, he vowed to never let something like that happen again. He would distract himself with work and pretend like kids don't exist. But after buying and playing the old Fazbear arcades, he discovered that the 5 kids who lost their lives in the incident would go on to possess the very arcade machines we've been playing this whole time. And now we must bring them all together using this cake to give them their happiest day. If that happens, the kids will be set free and William Afton would redeem himself once and for all. Also, the man you saw in the intro was not William, but his alter ego, Rexter, who would sometimes take over William's mind causing him to do unspeakable things. Wait. This explanation made me forget about the customers. There, I can't afford to have a bad rating. I won't make that mistake again. I then finally completed the band by adding Bonnie and Freddy. The pizzeria can now be changed back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I went back to the arcade and saved a child and then another one. 3 down, 2 to go. I placed down the pirate's code just before the shop closed. Be gone, foul robot slash zombie thing. If you played Into the Pit, you know what I just said makes perfect sense. That's not weird at all. Day 4. Sweet juicy money. Wait, I forgot about the ball pit. Wow, I can play like this. This is entirely the Czechs' fault. We should ban them. I finally went outside and touched grass. Oh. It was a dream. I guess my sleep depravity made me pass out. So I actually went outside in the game. My establishment now has 2 stars. We're moving up in the world. It was time to go to the city. There we go. This doesn't look like a city. I've been scammed. So I sued the government in my dreams. I should probably get some actual sleep. But then something caught my eye. No, it can't be. It was Fredbear's Family Diner. This was William's old pizza joint some time ago. William had a business partner named Henry. They ran this pizza joint for many years until the incident. This caused them to have a fallout, ending their partnership and shutting down Fredbear's for good. Oh, it looks like they forgot to scrap the animatronics. They don't seem in bad condition. I would just take them with me. I then went to the back of the building and found some odd-looking dirt mounds. Inside were some very twisted looking animatronics. A perfect addition to my restaurant. I then went to a strange house. Literally, inside was a door that would lead me to the sister location. It was locked. This is because I had 2-factor authentication enabled, so I had to verify my access via helicopter, which I left at the airport for I don't know how long. So I drove there as fast as possible because there's no speed limit anyway. It was too late. The government already repossessed and placed my helicopter on auction, and I have to buy it back for $10,000. But that wasn't all, because opposite of the auction was a mysterious structure. The message told me I had to place all 27 animatronics in my pizzeria to unlock it. I knew what had to be done. I went back to the pizzeria. I bought Fredbear's stage. It was time for Fredbear and Spring Bonnie to return to their former glory. What? What do you mean I have to pay for them? It turns out, every time I unlock a new animatronic, the government gains full ownership of said animatronic, and I have to pay to assemble them. How corrupt is this town? You know what? Fuck it! I'm immigrating to Europe, so I bought a plane ticket. Maybe Freddy Fazbear's Pizza can find a better life outside the US. Fuck. Fine, I will play by your rules. Wait, the ghost kids! I still have to free them, so I played the Shadow Bonnie minigame, where I have to switch through all the previous levels to win. Huh. That was easy. It was now time for the final minigame, the happiest day. Everyone is here, even the puppet. I placed the cake, and there we go! I did it! The spirits are now free, and so is William of his past. I installed some new cameras. I will now be able to see the animatronics moving forward. Go! Yes! Second one. Let's go! Final one. Yeah, you will never catch me. Alright, this has been going on for long enough. Let me pick up the pace. Day 5. I bought Fredbear and some lights. Day 6. I bought Spring Bonnie and Foxy. Day 7. I now had enough money to buy back my helicopter. And after doing so, I unlocked one of William's core memories.
Daddy, why won't you let me?
I'm sorry, my little angel. You can't see her.
Just once let me go play with her. She's so pretty and shiny. I would love to be your friend. Me too. Well, one ice cream couldn't hurt.
Wow. That was something. The flashback took place in the sister location, which is where I was heading now. Oh hey, another flashback. Wait. Why does this look familiar? Are these the 5 missing children from the incident? So, the truth is now out. Rexter was the one who lured and killed the 5 children from the incident. And as I mentioned before, their spirits would go on to possess the arcade machines we played. I did set them free, so they should be at rest and not secretly planning revenge. Right? I'm now in the sister location and crawling through some very claustrophobic vents. Like in that one game, I unlocked every single Funtime animatronic. Even this one that I got by typing LOL. And of course the one that killed William's daughter. Should I really take this animatronic that is capable of killing kids? It's fine. I would just program the AI to pretend that kids don't exist. I then took off without any issues. Oh look! There we can see William's house. But I'm more interested in this place. This place is called Junior's. However, there's a guard blocking me from entering. Come on, you can't be here. Don't make this more difficult than it has to be. So I snuck through the back where I got another flashback.
Amazing.
Hello, little Charlie. I have a present from your father.
Really? What is it?
This knife!
So that was Henry's daughter. She was killed by a Rexer on the same day as the missing children's incident, and she was the puppet in the Happiest Day minigame. This is why I wasn't able to enter Junior's, because this building was owned by Henry. I say was because he went missing. I'm not sure why, but I should mention that this whole time I was being stalked by a mysterious shadow demon watching me from afar. Could this be Henry? Look at all these animatronics just sitting around. They'll make a fine addition to Freddy Fazbear's. But that wasn't all, because when I went into the office, I found a very strange message. Come meet me at the bottom of your factory. Oh yeah, that's right. William has a factory. That's where he and Henry made all the animatronics. So I ran there and pulled this lever. I can now access the factory, but it's gonna have to wait. I have more important business back at the pizzeria. Nice and steady. Oh come on, that clearly landed in the ball pit. I spent day 8 and 9 grinding, so that I can afford a little bit on day 10. Look at that payout. We should get all the animatronics in no time. Alright, FNAF 2 stage. I know exactly who I'm gonna get. There we go, Withered Bonnie. Yes! There we go, I'm the best. Now that I bought a little bit, things work a little different at night, as they will appear on my camera monitor, like some kind of virus, and I have to type in LOL to get rid of them. My first paycheck after buying Lolbit, and look at that! I am richer than ever. Day 11. It's fun time! I bought Ennard because I'm buying the most expensive animatronics first, as they have the best payout. Day 12. Funtime Freddy and Ballora join the party. Day 13. Funtime Foxy and the animatronic who murdered William's daughter complete the stage. All the Funtimes have been obtained. Too many customers are flowing in and I can't keep up, so I installed an engine to increase pizza production and added more tables. I hung up posters of a bunch of YouTubers. I then did some important research and found that 65% of the kids want to become astronauts. So I changed the wall texture to resemble space. Day 14, I bought the unholy backroom to store all of the withered and shadow animatronics. Also, Toy Chica is here now. Yeah, why are baby's eyes pink? I'm sure it's fine. Day 15. I now receive over $50,000 per night. And that number is only gonna go up with even more animatronics. I even bought the puppet. My customer satisfaction was decreasing, so I hired waiters. Wait, where the hell is Richie going? Hey, there's no tables back there. I'm watching you, buddy. Now that I have waiters, I can do far more important things, like playing the ball. Day 16. I built this huge room and added a bunch of things. What the? Richie! I hired you to serve customers, you lazy fuck! When the midnight arrived, something strange happened. I couldn't wind the music box. Because of this, I, for the first time ever, died. I lost my dignity, my honor, my status, and my will to live. Not! Cause on day 18, yes, I skipped day 17, I achieved $100,000. With that, I was able to buy the real Golden Freddy. Don't ask why he's glowing. I will now be able to make ungodly amount of money. But where did I get this animatronic? I will explain later. I then turned this big room into a massive play area. Wait, no, that's where the office was. My apologies. I won't make that mistake again. I have now placed every single item in the game, but it wasn't enough. So I spam added the stars outside the back room, and at last, 100% on decorations. All that was left were the animatronics. Day 19. I got that message again. So for the first time in the entire video, I went home, and home was Michael, William's unemployed son, who was staring to the white TV screen and eating popcorn. His room was locked, so for the first time ever in this challenge, I went to sleep. Finally, I'm no longer sleep deprived. There he is. Look at this juicy boy. Day 20. My restaurant has achieved all 5 stars, and with that, it's time to go to the factory. Inside, I found something bizarre. It was countless dead kids being turned into pizza toppings. This makes no sense. I didn't kill anybody in this challenge. To the side was a room where I can make my custom animatronic. This is where I designed the real Golden Freddy in the previous playthrough. At the end of the room there was a secret hatch which led me underground. During this, I started thinking. This whole time I was serving customers pizza made out of dead kids. Who or what killed them? Who left that message? Who's that shadow figure that I saw in the corner of my eye? The shadowy Freddy led me to the back room, and inside were the ghost kids. The same ones William's ego, Rexter, murdered. The same ones I freed from the arcade machines. And out of the shadows emerged Henry. In the final flashback, we see what happened between them. The acting is so top-notch, I will simply let the cutscene play.
Well, where are you? Why did you even want to speak to me? I told you never to speak to me again.
Yes, I know. Which is why I brought you up here.
To do what, might I ask?
To murder my last victim. You.
Wait, what?
Did you really think I would let you walk around?
William, please don't do this. You can still make all of this right. You're not a murderer.
That's the thing, Henry. I am the killer in purple.
I see now. After the spirits were set free, they joined forces with Henry. While I was away from my pizzeria, Henry entered the building and killed as many kids as he possibly could. He took their bodies to the dumpster in the scrapyard, where he then secretly turned them into pizza toppings. And William, oblivious to the truth, served them to the customers. It was Henry who was watching me from afar. It was Henry who left the message on the computer. And now, out of revenge for what William did to his daughter, Henry was going to crucify him, blame his own crimes on William, and he will do it with a slight smile. In response to this, Rexter was like, "F*** no," so he put on the Spring Bonnie suit that was apparently in the room this whole time, and got spring locked. If anyone was going to bring him down, it would be himself. Henry would obviously go on to rewrite history to make it look like William was an unredeemable monster, but deep down, he knew that William was a man who was suffering from the identity disorder. He would go on with his life knowing that he got away with it. Wow, what a story. But I still haven't gotten all the animatronics, so I hopped into my helicopter and headed to the Coffin Manor. I am now Henry for some reason. Inside, I found the bank vault key and ignored the glitch trap demon in the mirror. I then traveled to the scrapyard, where I found Eleanor. I unlocked the wall door and placed Eleanor inside, only for her to become a laser-shooting giant. Wait, the Golden Scott statue! He was a mech this whole time? So that's why the government ran out of money. I fiercely fought Eleanor with these weird bubbly attacks. She tried to fry me with her laser eyes, but I, using the Sans technique, dodged her attacks. And eventually, I managed to beat her and unlock her in the shop. I then bought her and placed her in the back room. Day 21. It was time to head to the mystery structure, but I was gonna get there in style. So I boarded the train to the airport, and there it was, the mystery structure. At first glance, it may look like some kind of pool from the future, but when I press this red button, out of the water emerges a motherfucking space rocket. It's time to go to the moon. Wow, this is very safe. I am now on the moon with the one and only Golden Freddy. I returned to the pizzeria. Turns out Golden Freddy wants to be placed in the kitchen so he can, I don't know, eat my pizza? As long as he pays the bills. And there it is. All animatronics have been placed down. All the stats have been maxed. All without killing. But I decided that this would be an anticlimactic ending. So I decided that I must survive the night against all 31 animatronics for one last time. Here we go, I'm just winding the music box. There he is, look at the cameras. Whether Foxy's here, shut the door. Look how many animatronics there are. I should be able to keep the door closed for the rest of the night. And just before the power ran out, I did it. I won. Now that I've beaten this challenge, here it is, the final paycheck. Now, despite everything, there is one last thing to do. In the Afton house, there is a broken clock, which reads 12:55. If we return to the keypad in the sister location and type in those numbers, then return back home, this will happen.